Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fantasycraft The Last City, Part 7. Uh, I'm Austin Ramsey. I will be your host and GM for this evening. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on Twitter at NotAnIn. And as always, this stream is presented by You Don't Meet in an Inn, an actual play podcast about exploring obscure tabletop role-playing games with a diverse, rotating cast. This evening, joining me is, of course, Christine.
Hi, I'm Christine. My pronouns are she or they. I'm playing Dorothy, the unborn mage, and my setup is falling down around me, so we'll see what happens.
Thank you very much. Also joining us this evening is Sasha.
Hi, I'm Sasha. My pronouns are NNs, and I will be playing Madame V, who is a cool tree.
Thank you. And of course, Hadrian.
Hello, I'm Hadrian. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Viper, the martial artist who is like half of a cool tree.
Awesome. So, last we left our heroes. Where did we leave our heroes? Who remembers what happened last week? Pop quiz, hot shot.
Big section of the city was on fire, and we fixed that, and now it's not on fire. And it could have been way worse, but we were there, and we're big damn heroes for it. And also did some arresting.
We were cops.
We were cops. We were cops and firefighters. We were just missing EMTs, and we'll have rounded out our civic duties. Yeah. Also, there's a person we need to go fight because we figured out they're the one who sent. She's the one who sent us that terrible gift. So that's Z, who is a member of the Hand.
Yep, the hidden hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty fair estimation of what happened. Does anyone have anything to add?
Yes, and as we see these tokens being added to the playfield here, it's probably important to remember that we didn't put out the fire. That part of the city is still on fire. Just nothing else. Nothing else is on fire.
I don't think that's true.
No, I just wanted a reminder to update the map. That area of the city is burned out. So just putting a bunch of fire tokens on that section will do for now. So we'll see if I remember to update the map later on. So I think we find the three of you gathered once again at the Giant's Embassy. Ingril is out of the house, off handling some paperwork.
Oh, so the quarantine is suspended?
Yes, it is. Also, there's the fact that the guard had to abandon the quarantine to go deal with the rioters, and then the fire, and then the aftermath of all of that. So, do we get a gearing up montage before you prepare to go and deal with someone indecent? Or is there other things you want to tackle before then?
Well, Viper needs a change of clothes. For sure.
That's true.
And I'm not
Absolutely nasty.
I'm not sure we should tackle, the crime lord of violence for the city in a head-on fight. But I don't know how else to approach this issue. But I feel like that is plan B.
Maybe this is a conversation y'all should have in character. You've all changed and freshened up after some firefighting and swimming through a disgusting river. And I guess you're all sitting in the parlor of the townhouse.
I've put Foxglove to bed on a little bed of straw. 'Cause it's way past her bedtime and she's been out.
Cute. Um,
Oh, I have to zoom way out for the townhouse.
So, speaking of the townhouse, do we have any guests?
Ah, yes. Thank you for the reminder.
I've been thinking about this.
Yes is a term you could use, I guess.
Yeah. So I think, like, partway from when you are refreshing yourselves, there is indeed a knock at the door. Who answers the door?
I don't think I'm strong enough to open the door.
I can get the door.
Viper's still trying to rip the arms out of a shirt she took out of one of the giant's closets.
All right, well, don't
is-
everyone jump up at once.
Viper is so butch and gets my heart just to flutter.
Oh, but yeah, sure. One of us biggins will get the door for sure.
Yeah. Oh, grab the door. Hi, who is this?
Yeah, that's that's Professor Emmos. She is at the door. I think yes, she. Oh wait, no, she's not in Kadam. I'm thinking of the other professor. Emmos is an elf. So yeah, she's at the door, and she's sort of standing there awkwardly, clutching her tome of research, and she says, I was invited to come here by your big friend."
Is that so?
Also, you're gonna have to be more specific.
Yes. She said it would be a good idea to come here.
Okay. Well, come on in, I suppose. And he backs away and closes the door behind them.
Okay, so I think she's never been inside of residence proportioned to giants, and so she's just sort of like looking around, somewhat not quite in awe, but definitely astounded by just the scale of the townhouse, which I think is fair for most people. She says, "So, where should I be continuing my research?"
That's a fine question.
In jail.
What are you doing here?
Oh, hey. Where'd the dean go? Did she leave the city?
I'm not sure where she went. She said that I'd be better off not knowing.
Okay, fair. She
Viper,
probably.
you seem to know much more about what's happening and their arrangement. Do you want to bring us up to speed?
Please?
Okay. I didn't see any point of having them executed on short notice by the guard while we still needed help. So there may have been an accident with the cell keys. Who could say?
Oh, as in the prison gate, not like creatures who hang out in oceans. Okay, cool. Cell keys.
Yes. as in the prison door. I had hoped they would both come here so we could keep our eyes on them, but well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Hey, Viper. Do you want to come to the library and suddenly talk about something? It's not about you.
Okay. First, take the professor. I would like to guide the professor to the pantry.
Nope.
That is currently has 3 corpses and her 2 research assistants in it.
Oh yeah, you also kidnapped the research assistants.
We are not. It's not kidnapping when you're the police.
Oh yeah, I guess you haven't.
We detained.
You haven't had your badges returned yet.
It's like 3 days.
Yeah, we still have a couple days.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I guess I'll just quickly grab two research assistants. Okay. You know what? I can do that while y'all are.
Standard research assistant token.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's like a scholar.
Just look up nerd.
That's not specific enough.
I am curious what nerd turns up though. It does turn up a premium asset of teen boy and hacker. So not quite what I'm looking for. The teen boy would work actually.
The nerd binary, as God intended. Hacker or teen boy.
So, are you locking the professor in the storage in the pantry along with the 2 grad students?
Well, I don't know if it's actually locked, but it's heavily implied that it's locked. Hey, so give us a bit. Get comfortable here with these 2. Probably don't look under the tarp in the corner.
We have other rooms. I'm noticing.
No.
No? Okay.
It takes so long to get to them.
Just a hassle.
The commute is just a bitch.
So I think the professor's definitely like, excuse me?
Yeah, I'll be back in a sec. These 2 will get you up to speed.
Hey, professor. Did you add anything to the room, or is it still just like the whatever jarred or canned goods are in there, and whatever other dried goods?
They have beans. They're fine.
No, I didn't mean food-wise. I meant like, did you put like a chair in there or something, or are they all just sitting on the floor next to corpses?
We have
Probably
any?
the only chairs we have would be way too big for them anyway. So.
Yeah. I guess I can bring down some pillows. That seems fair.
Yeah, those will just be like beanbag chairs.
Exactly.
Sure.
Okay. So,
So
is it?
I'll take a seat at the desk so I'm a little closer to eye level.
Thank you.
So, Viper,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you have a good explanation for doing what you did. I would just like to caution you that person experimentation
is the sort of thing that leaves echoes of suffering. And I'm not sure you've considered all the implications of throwing your lot with the type of person who will do that.
You're almost assuredly correct. I don't know that if that comforts you or not.
I mean, it's a little frightening. I don't like to talk about my past. However, there are some deeds that are so fundamentally terrible that they can have shockwaves to the people connected to them, even by a great distance. And I need you to be aware of that.
Okay.
Basically, you want to get blood cursed because this is how you get your bloodline cursed. And we don't have any more dolls that I know of.
I see. Yes, I see.
I just don't want you to be hit by the shockwave of misery that this person has put on their soul.
I understand. I want to make it clear to you right now that I do not like these people or believe that they deserve forgiveness. I do believe that they have knowledge that will be useful for us and the general public in the immediate future, and it would be a shame for that to go to waste since it has been extracted so painfully.
It would be a disaster to lose what knowledge was gained from the suffering of so many. And I just want you to be sure to protect yourself.
Thank you.
He's gonna knock at the door and sort of like poke her head in and be like, "So, are we just abetting fugitives at this point? What is there is a game plan here for what we're doing with them? Because I don't think that the storage closet is gonna be like if we have guests, we have a guest room. We can sort this out. I'm not comfortable keeping people in a closet."
Yeah, I'm not
There
going
is
to
a
argue with
closet.
I'm not sure what we should do with them.
Well, for a little bit there, they were in jail, and that was pretty good.
I mean, there is a place for people to go.
There is. They were there shortly. I mean, the jail is garbage. In that it's I mean, jail in general, but this particular one is very poorly run. So what are we doing?
I don't know. I don't know. I thought they could help. I thought we could make them help.
Well, the good professor did bring their last tome, and that's promising. That would complete the research, correct? So
At least we have that.
at least we have that. I also don't know where they would be useful. You know, if we set them up in the study to continue their work, I don't feel good saying that, but if we're to get use out of them, also don't feel good about saying that either. Or we call the guard. Or we let them leave? Are any of these sounding good?
Boy, I really fucked this one up, huh?
Yeah,
No,
you may have a little bit.
no, nothing that has been done can't be reversed at this point, and we still have a lot of options of what we can do. Best case scenario, having them here, what would that look like to you?
What's I thought maybe there was a chance that a sparking could be reversed. I don't know. It was hopeful, probably stupid hope at this point. They would have figured it out by now.
Not necessarily. Research does take time. I mean, it does seem that the sparking happens after death, however. But I mean, it's not unknown to be able to raise the dead, but they're not people anymore, unfortunately. I don't know of any true resurrection, unfortunately, which it seems would be the solution, compounded with curing them of the spark as well.
These are all wonderful things I should have thought about 16 hours ago.
I think this was like 3 hours ago.
Was it that?
We were fighting fires, but I don't know for that long. It's been a long day. It's been a long, very emotionally charged day, and it's been a long, very emotionally charged 3 days. And you guys are actors, so we're working with that.
I'm a stunt coordinator.
I want you to know that I think that your motives were pure, and I want you to know that I'm not upset with you about this, and I don't trust you any less.
Viper kind of deflates a little bit and leans forward with her elbows on her knees and her head in her hands and just says, "I'm sorry. I didn't think about it. I don't know."
V puts a hand on our shoulder and says, "Tell you what, it's been a long day for everyone. How about, we sleep on it, right? We get some energy back. We get a meal in you, and we start thinking a little bit clearer in the light of the morning."
Sure thing.
Okay, so 2 of you are going to sleep.
One will stare endlessly into the dark. I had a nightmare about haunted dolls because of this.
Wow. You played yourself.
I
Wow.
did.
I did.
And are you doing anything to contain your guests, or what are you doing with them while 2 of you go to sleep?
Well, go ahead.
Oh, just I think Madame V would bring, blankets and whatnot, and escort them to the wash for some like basic dignity, and get them set up a little bit at least in the storage unit, since we haven't moved them anywhere else yet. I don't know where to move them other than I think I'm actually using the guest room, so I don't know. I don't know.
Was there a basement level that's not on this map?
There is a basement level.
That's where Gentleman Moose lives.
Aw.
Yes. I did actually take into account Gentleman Moose's size when making the map of the townhouse. Okay. But you're not like barricading them in or anything, or
Well, in start, where's the door to the basement?
it's down one of the staircases.
So it's a separate entrance? Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah, there's sort of this central stairwell, you could say, that goes that connects all the floors.
Well, I can chill on the stairs all night. Or I can hang out with them in the No, I'm gonna hang out with them in the basement.
Oh my god.
We're gonna have a sleepover.
No one's sleeping there.
Okay. I don't have the basement on the screen because the townhouse is too small. Or rather, not the townhouse, but the map. The Roll20 map is too small. So let's see. Trying to figure out the best way to. You know what? I'll just describe what's in the basement. So there is a laundry room, a pantry, a storage room, a valet's room with connected bathroom, and a servant's room with connected bathroom, and then there's a large delivery area, which is where Gentleman Moose hangs out.
I guess they can go into the servants' room.
Yeah. Okay, so you just have a slumber party with them, as you said?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Hmm.
It's as fun a time as any to ask them about the research, just a thought.
Oh, yeah, do you take the professor's last research tome from her, or...
Hell yeah.
Yes, you do? Okay. She, like, protests since she's supposed to be copying it out for you, but, like, doesn't try and fight you or anything.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take up the transcription tonight.
Okay. Yeah, so the three of them, like, eventually fall asleep with you in the room. It takes a little while, especially with the unfamiliar surroundings and the fact that the bed is, like 4 times as large as a normal bed. But, so I think that they're all able to, like, share the same bed. There's like a small amount of comfort that they take from that in this unfamiliar space with this creepy doll hanging about them.
Words hurt, you know.
So,
Dorothy's not creepy, she's terrifying. It's an important distinction.
I see.
Mm.
Okay. Morning arrives. And what do you all do?
Have I learned anything transcribing some of the notes?
It was the first book that she was transcribing.
Mhm.
So I don't think that you do learn anything in this transcription process. A lot of it is like stuff you already knew, stuff you could easily infer, and stuff that she already told you in the last session.
Okay.
A lot of it is like recording quantitative data and qualitative data about the things that are apparent about the sparked. So Viper, V, what are you two up to in the morning?
I'm making breakfast.
Alright. We will count this as a new adventure. Or, yeah, mechanically as a new adventure, so you can take advantage of the kitchen mechanically.
Are we gonna do end of adventure upkeep?
That is a good point. So, everyone, if you look at your character sheets, you will
Time for math.
you will see that you have a prudence score down in the coins and lifestyle section. And there should be I believe there is a percentage of how much you can save there. So, how does this work again? Some of it, yeah. So you've got your coin in hand, and then you've got your stake, which is like your money that you've put in the bank or stuffed under your mattress or invested in a rubber duck company. And you can put money into your stake equal to the percentage of whatever based on your prudence of your coin in hand, and then the rest of your coin in hand disappears as you fritter it away on like upkeep of your gear and feeding yourselves and getting a drink and all the various cost of living that your panache requires. So what is everyone's prudence, out of curiosity?
0, baby.
Where? I'm sorry. I'm still figuring out these sheets.
It's below focuses.
Focuses. Thank you. I have 1 prudence. Yay!
I
V?
have 2.
Two. Okay, so Viper, you can save 15% of whatever silver you have in hand.
Yeah.
Dorothy,
I got 1 silver in my stake now.
you've got 1 silver in your stake. Okay. Dorothy, you can save 20%, and V, you can save 25%.
2.5 coins.
You round that up.
Hooray. 3 whole coins.
Yeah. Easy come, easy go.
Didn't become an actor for the stability.
Well, with the panache, we also get 30 silver.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. What V, what is your panache rating?
4.
4. So you also get 40 silver in income
Hello.
from what's the description on in the rule book? This is your monthly take from properties, businesses, scams, and other monetary endeavors. You earn the listed silver at the end of each month and may collect it at the start of each adventure or any downtime lasting 1 month or more. So since this is the first time we're doing this, you'll get it now, but then after that it'll be every monthly of in-game time.
Okay.
Viper, what's your panache?
Just one.
So you get 10 silver.
Yeah.
And
My
Dorothy,
autographs don't sell for nearly as much as Madame V's do.
Oh,
are you selling like the self-defense Taibo style DVDs? Is that
The little 2-page folded martial arts manual.
absolutely? And Dorothy, what's your panache?
3.
So you're
So I
getting
have-
30 silver.
Yeah.
Actually, that is an interesting question. Seriously,
Gabs.
what is everyone's form of income from their prudence? Scams for Dorothy. What kind of scams are you running?
No, not scams. Just like doing like miscellaneous jobs, like some research jobs, some tailoring and metalworking. Some little bit of scams.
Just slightly.
Little tiny bit of scams.
The stitching is
I-
definitely magical. I'm definitely using magic to repair your trousers.
It's just a little scam. You can't even arrest me for that.
Small crimes from a small person. Viper, where are you getting your income from?
This is probably mostly betting on fights.
Oh, do you bet on yourself?
Given the opportunity, I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever throw matches?
Nah. That's why it's only 10 silver a month.
And V, where's your income come from?
Oh, private performances, lessons, signatures, every so often a lecture, and appearances with Gentleman Moose.
Like opening car dealerships?
I'll just throw money at Gentleman Moose when they see him.
Just hang banner ads off of them?
I am too dignified to do birthday parties, but Gentleman Moose is not.
I just like the idea of the giant fucking moose appearing at some little kid's birthday party with V nowhere in sight, making personal appearances. Okay.
And don't forget reputation.
Yes. You all also gain some reputation. Is that how that works, Christine?
Yeah, so based on the menace that the adventure was, which is probably menace 1, it's 1 to 5. Each character earns reputation according to table 7.9, page 343. And then the legend is added to this total.
Okay.
And then, of course, you can earn reputation from individual rewards.
Yeah. Where is Menace? It's almost certainly 1. I just want to double check. So y'all at least get whatever your legend is in reputation. Menace 334.
Where is reputation?
Reputation is in Gears and Prizes. Reputation and Renown.
Thank you.
It's actually Menace 2, threat level +0.
So 5 plus legend.
Yeah. So add that to y'all reputation. People have taken notice of the 3 of you being cops about town.
No, that's our reputation. Fucking cops.
I mean, you're asking around the post office, trying to intimidate teenagers, um, arresting.
Saved a whole bunch of houses from fire. We could be known as
We
fire.
mostly did that by yelling at people, to be fair.
Now, I did it by destroying infrastructure. So
Yeah, yeah. Some cops.
Yeah.
No. I'm saving up reputation to get a houseboat. And I'm sailing out of this adventure. just,
That'll be hard with the blockade.
just nautical adventures. But I want a mobile base. I think that would be cool. And then we'll have chairs that fit actual people and not just giants. Regular doll-sized people.
Dorothy's tiny houseboat.
Oh my god. This little dollhouse. Yes.
Okay. So, V is cooking, and because as established, this is, what do you call it? Food that you can mechanically benefit from. So what kind of meal do Viper and V want? Or drink, for that matter? Coffee / tea, comforting food, or filling food. Those are basically the three that are going to be relevant, since none of you have sickened or fatigued, I don't think. Those are basically just like, do you want a bonus to your reflex save, will save, or fortitude save?
Will save, I
Okay.
think.
So that's comfort food, homemade delicacies.
Hell yeah.
So what's a homemade delicacy for V?
I think, like... Boy, I wish I knew anything about food. Like a... like an omelet, but like really light and with a bunch of mushrooms in it. Like a bunch of different kinds of mushrooms.
Ooh.
Nice. Viper, what kind of meal are you having?
is filling the fortitude.
Yep.
Yep, go for that then.
So meal loaded with all the trimmings. So what is that?
I would imagine all of the breakfast meats. Just all of them.
Yep. Okay. So vegetarian-ish diet for the vegetarian equivalent diet for Viper. And Dorothy, what do you do while they're eating?
I feed Foxglove some comfort food.
Nice. Okay, what is that?
I ask Madame V for scraps of the omelet.
Very good. Okay.
I'm also going to feed our guests.
The same thing you're having? Or
Probably, yeah.
Or like a mix of what Viper and you are having? Okay. They're grateful. Jakaya, one of the students, he's like, so when do we get to go home?
You know, that's a fine question, and I close the door.
Oh dear. Okay. Alright, so everyone's eaten. What are y'all gonna do now?
So we have two problems then. How are we going to approach decency? And how are we going to keep our setup from falling down? And then there's also, what are we going to do with our guests?
Well, Viper is sitting on the corner of the table, not in a chair, just sitting on the table, and has plate in one hand, a big mug of milk in other hand, fork in other hand, and is scratching her head with other hand, and is like, it occurs to me that the dean probably went straight to decency.
Good chance of it.
Say we should probably be ready for her to either expect us in the best case or be coming for us in the worst case.
Sorry, the continuity of black cats on this stream is just phenomenal.
Well, we do have the option of, I mean, we have a direct line to the captain of the guard. We could let him know about the situation and see if he can supply resources, troops. We could maybe organize a raid of that whole operation.
Mm.
Assuming that, you know, the crime lords don't have the police in their pocket. I would assume not, because they were unaware of the whole sparked thing. And this is the new police chief, since the old one is hopefully not rotting in storage.
Y'all did return the former commander's body to the guard.
Oh, well then you should get rid of one of those bodies.
All right.
No, we didn't. We didn't return them because the house is under quarantine because we said that we didn't know if it was contagious or not.
You're right. That's right.
That's still my research.
This "we" word is pretty strong.
I think that going to the captain of the guard is smart. He's certainly better equipped to handle a siege or a raid than the three of us are. And we were only deputized to find the culprit, not bring them in. So,
Yeah, so our job is done.
Yeah, our job is done.
Interesting.
And we have more than, you know, we have the well, at least an entire operation, other than the dean, of course, and they can just go back to jail. And if we need information from them, then we should do that sooner rather than later. But I think that is the best course of action, other than kicking them off the island somehow.
Right. And so our story is that we took the dean in, and then when we arrived back to jail, the dean was gone, so we took the professor in to our custody. Right?
Yes, that's what
None
happened.
of that is a lie. That is all 100% true.
I mean, yes. The timeline's a little sketch.
That lines up with my experience of what happened.
Okay. Oh, if we're gonna do some talking, then I pass around my grooming kit, and we all have +1 appearance going forward for the next scene.
Just a quick makeover.
Mm-hmm.
Just montage.
So fun.
The cat's being very aggressive. Sorry. I think Viper is going to not want to be involved in the talking, and She says, you guys take care of them. I don't know what I'm doing. I am going to do something with our friends' bodies, though. And Viper is going to prepare the bodies for cremation, possibly on a boat. But
Okay.
getting them wrapped and prepped currently, and then try to figure out how to make that happen.
Okay. There's definitely. Cremation. Okay. I have some thoughts about going about that. So that's what Viper is going to be looking into. V and Dorothy, you two are going back to the keep to speak to the to Commander Hastings.
Yeah. How far away is the keep from?
It's like on the other side of the city because y'all are in the merchant district, which is on one side of the river, and then it's on the other side of the river.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So that's what the two of you are going to be doing. So before we do that, though, I want to handle Viper's scene. So, Viper, you prepare the bodies, and it's a somewhat grim task because the being sparked did not like it did a little bit to preserve them.
Right, but there's still three-day old corpses.
Yeah. And then they also have the wounds from the fight. Well, they've got the wounds that killed them the first time, and then the wounds that killed them the second time. So, it's not pleasant work. But you get it done. And then you go looking for the materials for cremation.
Right. We'll at least need to build a pyre, I guess.
Yeah, give me an investigate roll.
Okay. Now one of my interests is funerary rituals. Would this give me a bonus?
Yeah, that'll give you a +1.
Okay. So 15 plus 1 is 16. And if my thoughtful nature ability counts on this, it will count as a 21.
Okay, give me a d4.
Okay. One.
Okay. So you go out and you're looking for what you need for cremation, and it quickly becomes apparent that while the prices for burnables over the last couple weeks has been high in the city.
Yeah, it's going to be a legitimate crisis now, huh?
Yeah, now there just isn't anything. Like, there's no coal to be bought. People, like, the people who were making their living from selling coal, either, like, from the Dirt Folk Guild or as resellers, they're, like, selling wood now, which is clearly like the island itself is not heavily forested, and there's certainly no forests near the city. So whatever wood they are selling is obviously like old table legs and like someone's picket fence that's been ripped up and out of the ground.
Part of a door jam, just whatever they could get.
Yeah, exactly. And not like and even then, it's at a high price. You like spend an hour searching around, and you've probably found the best place to purchase what you need, but it is going to cost you. So I think the amount you're asking for is probably going to be. Let me think about this. What would it normally be for funerary services? Is that. So Fantasy Craft has rules for services. Let's see if it includes funerary services. Uh, Deliveries, fortunes, groomings, healings, repairs, laundry, legal advocacy, scribes, transporting. Um, so no, it doesn't have anything specifically about just
Did
doing
I do it? Am I the first one in this campaign to find a rule that doesn't exist?
Maybe. Is there? I'm now looking at the like adventuring goods to see if there is like firewood or like a campfire kit or anything of that variety. But I think it just assumes that you'll have what you need to make a fire. I guess so long as you have a flint and steel. Where's oil? Is that not in the goods?
Oh no, there should be oil, like lamp oil. It
Oh,
might be in alchemy.
yeah, it's probably there. That was my next guess. Ah, consumables. Pint of oil is 1 silver. Okay. So I'm gonna say it's wood. Like the base price is 3 silver for all the wood you're gonna need for this cremation process, which, like, it doesn't seem a lot as an adventurer.
I mean, yeah, that's
However,
yeah.
however, 1 silver is a day's wages, like to the average worker in this world. And also, you still got to make a haggle check as you argue with this person over like just how good this picket fence is that you're buying without the house that it would normally sit around.
It's gonna go bad.
Yeah, you got haggle.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, merchants are really good at haggle.
All I have is my base wisdom score and no ranks, so great.
Okay.
Poor Viper was trying to stop talking to people.
You know, I tried. I tried to stop talking to people.
Well, they beat you by 10, which means that they end up charging you 150% of the asking price. So instead, it's going to cost you 5 silver, which I know isn't huge, but do you have that much?
I have 10 from my monthly take.
Yeah, so it's going to cost you half your silver.
All right, well, yep.
Yeah.
So it is.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes.
And now you've got enough wood to burn the bodies of your companions. Are you also burning Lutenia's body?
Yay.
Are you gonna burn the bodies of the body of the former commander as well, or just Boulder Ripper and Polum?
It would probably be pretty presumptuous for me to burn them too. I will wrap them as neatly as possible and let the others know that when they speak to the guard that they should come get them.
Okay. Alright. Are you gonna wait or burn like for some time later, or burn the bodies right away?
That depends on if Ingrel should be present, I think.
Okay, she is around the house. She's
Okay.
handling paperwork now that she's allowed out of the townhouse once again.
Right. The other two were friends/acquaintance with them. So I'm gonna tell them what we're doing, and if you want us to wait till evening or whatever, or whenever, we can just prepare the pyres.
I would like to be here for Pollum.
Okay. Well,
Certainly will attend.
then I will be making preparations.
Okay. Alright, so we'll go over to V and Dorothy in that case. And we'll go back over to the city map. I forgot for a second that I put the fire tokens on the city.
Oh no, it's on fire again.
Like one of those trick candles.
Yeah. Okay. So, the two of you go to the keep, and you're asked to wait for a little bit by the commander's secretary, who is an elf, and they're sitting behind the desk, like taking notes and like mailing letters and so forth. And then after about 15 minutes of waiting, the door to the commander's office opens, and there is Commander, former Vice Commander, Denai Hastings, who, as a reminder, is a big gator person, like a green-brown skin, and wears the armor of the Coast Guard and the tabard of it, which is the Coast Guard symbol is a like simplified boat inside of a circle on the waves. So, you know, keeping it clean, keeping it tidy. And so the two of you are brought into the commander's office, and he says, to what do I owe the pleasure of the two of you coming here to visit me?
Oh, we've completed our task, sir.
Oh, you have. You've found out who is behind the Sparked.
Yes. On multiple levels, we know who brought D-Sparked to our door and who has been doing experiments with the Sparked within the city.
Someone's been doing Sparked experiments in the city?
Yes, sir.
I think he just like hisses the way that gators do. Which is this sort of like kind of clicking hiss, if I'm recalling correctly. It's not like a snake's hiss. And then he says, like, if someone was if he was not a gator, this would be like someone growling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Who are they?"
V looks to Dorothy for dramatic intent.
Oh, sorry, I'm not quite reading what your intent was.
I love the idea of the like opera singer looking to the person who is not a like on stage performer to be all dramatic, and that person just not like taking their cue.
Well, what do you want to know first?
Who is responsible for breaking the blockade?
The dean of the university, who we enjailed at your facilities.
He's just
Uh,
like hissing while you're saying this, like very low, not loudly. Just yeah.
and we've also apprehended the primary researcher and their research assistants, and they are imprisoned at the Giant's embassy because when we went to imprison them, we found that the dean had broken out of your prison. Charming, raising disposition by 5.
Really quite astonishing. It was quite a shock to me to see a facility I truly had complete faith in just fail us just so dramatically at such a juncture. I understand that the fire in the merchants district was severe, but
Being in the middle of it ourselves.
truly, but you know, we are always happy to pick up the slack when necessary, as citizens of the city.
As actors, it is our duty to act as militia when required.
Um, well, all of that is good to know. I'll send a couple of my people over to the embassy to retrieve those 3. Now,
More
what?
importantly, if you could perhaps send a much larger detail to Decency's door. She is the one responsible for bringing Sparked into the city, and also specifically the Sparked that was at our doorstep that killed several people that night.
Weaponizing the sparked. Additionally, decency is one of the fingers of the hand.
What? I thought that she was just some low-level enforcer. This is concerning.
Quite so, and so you see now why we had to bring it straight to you straight away.
Yes.
After breakfast.
All right. Unfortunately, with the events of last night, and as you noted, my people are spread thin. While I can manage to bring a couple of scholars in, trying to take decency will be more difficult. I would ask that would you be willing to extend your deputization a little longer to assist with capturing decency?
I am so glad that Dorothy's facial features are just flat. Just, this is a lot of bullshit.
Well, as you all know, I am a singer, and this is my stage manager. We are capable fighters in our own right.
If you were
We
not,
are-
I would not ask, but you have come this far and managed to, at the least, defeat the security that the university had for that Sparked.
We're talking about collapsing one of the major crime families of the last known civilization.
The murder section of that crime is
Violence.
definitely,
The
yes.
violence section. She's the leader of the violence section, actually.
And the city will be better off without it. You
What
will
sort
be
of
thanked.
resources are you willing to provide us?
What is the rate of decay on this information about decency?
Well, it remains true.
Yes, however,
Well,
we need more information than simply that decency is responsible for it. We need to know where she is. We need to know how long she will be there. Do you
I
have
know
any
her
of that
general
information?
location.
You do. All right. So then, I must ask again, what is the rate of decay of that information? Are we talking days, weeks, months? Because with the situation with the coal riots, I suspect that will not calm down until the weather warms up, which will probably be at least a couple months.
Well, I'm not sure, to be honest. The dean was working with this woman, and since she escaped you jail, she may go to her, or she may. Oh, sorry, is the dean female?
Yes.
She may go to her, or she may not.
He bangs his fist on his desk and,
I want results.
and says, "Damn it all! We have to move immediately then. Mm, I can bring some people on this task. However, not nearly as many as I like, and so I would reiterate, are you willing to assist with this?"
Well, you never answered what sort of resources will be provided to us.
My people will engage whatever cretin's decency has with her alongside you all.
You wouldn't happen to have, perhaps a musket you could provision for me?
Now, Fancycraft has rules for favors.
Oh, this game is so much.
It absolutely is. Let me.
Is it
187.
Favors or services? Because we can't get any favors yet. We don't have any renown.
Ah.
Unless we're really impressive and then we get instant renown and then we can spend that, or instant reputation, which we can then spend on renown. Do we get any reputation for for being big yelly people at the fire and saving a lot of houses?
I think that's rolled into your adventure reputation.
It can, but there's also instant rewards.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll it in.
Okay.
Not impressive enough.
Okay, so we gotta yell louder next time.
Your yells. Got it. We can
Or
take
you can sing people into order.
I think there is actually rules for like spending downtime for increasing your reputation instead of essentially busking, or doing odd jobs for silver.
Yes. So we don't have any. We can't do any favors. Favors require at least one renown.
Yeah, I'm gonna bend that a little bit in this case. So it'll cost you. So I'm gonna count this as a loan. So it'll cost you, because it's one reputation point per 1,000 silver for a loan.
Okay.
And I mean that's a loan. You'll have to give it back, but
We'll see what happens.
yes. Actually, is there rules for? Yes, if you renege, you pay the favor's reputation cost again and may gain a debt subplot. So yeah, if you don't give it back, there is follow up. There are consequences.
Okay.
So I just wanted to get that out. So Hastings says, "Yes, we have a few in the armory. Are you able to handle one?
Am I? I feel like yes, I do. I do.
Yeah, more confidence when handling a gun, please.
That's me talking. That's not that of me. I'm very sorry. Um,
How complicated could it be?
Oh,
that is
all
very
right.
true, right? I know which end goes where.
I do believe you have um, black powder um, proficiency or forte at the least.
I think that's true.
Well,
I have.
I know you have proficiency because it's part of your musketeer
Yeah.
specialty. Is you get it? Yes, you have black powder forte.
Cool. Yes, then yes, I am well, well acquainted with a with a good gun.
All right, I'm willing to. So, spend one reputation.
Okay.
I'm willing to lend that out to you in this case.
Beautiful. Then I think we might have a chance.
Dorothy, is there anything that you would ask of me in to acquire your services for this task?
I can't think of anything more than I need than you fighting by our side. And I'm gonna roll impress because I'm working on that disposition chart. Since I've already raised it by 5, I'm going to change the attitude, which is a whole other subsection of that. I'm just gonna be a suck ass until people like me. And then I can use them for favors.
Great, brilliant.
Dorothy taking it one step beyond kiss ass.
You gotta go above and beyond.
So I got 14 plus. Let me. My appearance bonus, which right now stands at a 3. So 17.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah. Alright.
I'm gonna make you have so many graphs and charts. That's my goal for this whole campaign. Just fill you with graphs.
I see.
Mm.
Okay, so 17 you said?
Mhm.
Okay.
I guess that would be an impress roll.
Yeah. Well, it's resisted by resolve. Okay. So, the dean, or sorry, not the dean, the commander says, well, I won't be joining you personally in this matter. I have to, as leader of the guard, I have to remain at my post to command my people all throughout the city. But you will have some of my guard alongside you, what I can spare. Do you suspect there is anything that Viper may require?
Viper?
As long as I still have that license to kill, I'm good.
I don't believe so. I mean, she can always check in with herself, I suppose. She's quite literally a big girl.
Yes, she is. Alright. I will send one of my sergeants over to the embassy to coordinate with you about when and where to strike. And I will leave it in their capable hands. Is there anything else you need of me?
Nothing.
I beg your pardon. I was just thinking about guns. No, I believe that will be all, Commander. Thank you for your time, and I anticipate a very successful and speedy arrest of decency if all goes to plan, which I'm sure it will.
That's good to hear. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a number of matters to attend to.
Certainly.
I think as you're like about to leave, there's a knock at the door, and the secretary pokes their head in and says, I'm sorry to interrupt, Commander. Lord Broadwing is here again about raising the blockade. The Commander Hastings is like, does that like hissing, clicking thing again, and looks at the two of you and says, "As you can see, I'm rather busy. Have a good day."
Godspeed, Commander. Truly.
Thank you. So you go out, and there's Lord Omba Broadwing in the waiting room, just like tapping one of his claws on the floor impatiently, and sees the two of you. Says, "Oh, you're the two from the performance in the embassy the other day. Ah, I'm glad to see that the rumors about the spark weren't true. You seem absolutely fine."
Certainly have been better, but certainly have been worse.
Ah, excellent, excellent.
What rumors?
Have you not heard? There's rumors spreading throughout the city that Sparked was spotted in the merchants' quarter shortly before that terrible fire ripped through the northern half of the district.
I
Okay.
hope that you weren't affected by the fire, Lord Broadwing.
I probably lost a property or two then, but nothing to worry about. The greater concern will be the effect on coal prices.
Of course.
Already, that darn dirt folk guild is charging me a wing and a leg. Now they'll be asking for my tail as well.
Well, I hope everything resolves well for you. Unfortunately, we do have to head out. We have a prior engagement that we have to meet.
Yes, I need to discuss lifting the blockade with the new commander anyways.
Good health to you. And I'm impressing Broadwing. I want everyone in my pocket. Just deal with it. 16 plus 3 appearance bonus. If it's resolve.
Okay. He says, yes, I have much to talk about with the commander anyways. Good day.
Very pixie.
And so he goes into the commander's office, and you can hear the commander be like, "Ah, Lord Broadwing, it's wonderful to see you." Closes the door.
Why do we sound like the same guy?
No, the commander's down here, and Broadwing's up here. More British. Oh god, doing those voices back to back is destroying my throat. I'm glad they're out of the session.
Until I call on them.
Yeah, Christine.
Well, they're both her new best friends now, so.
Invite them both to dinner.
Okay. So, with that, I think this is a good place to take a break. So, everyone, thank you for joining us. We will be back in about 5 minutes. See you then.